All right, today we're jumping into one of the most intense images in the entire Bible. It's all about pure white hair and eyes made of fire. Sounds wild, right? So what on earth could that mean? And what does it reveal about authority and truth? Let's get into it. Okay, so there it is. That's the verse we're digging into. It's a really striking picture of the glorified Jesus, right? And it is just jam-packed with symbolism. You've got these two really powerful images mashed together. So to really get what's going on, we got to take them apart piece by piece.
So first up, let's talk about that brilliant, almost shocking whiteness, his head and his hair. This is way more than just a color choice. It's making a huge statement about his character, his very nature.
Now, I know what you're probably thinking. White hair means old age, but that's not what's happening here. This isn't about getting older. It's a symbol, and a really powerful one, of a divine nature that is completely, totally untouched by sin or any kind of corruption. We're talking about ultimate purity here.
And if we look at the original Greek, the first word they use is leukos. This really sets the stage for us. See, leukos isn't just plain old white. It means a brilliant, shining white. You know, the kind of light you'd associate with divine glory and absolute holiness.
Then, the verse gets even more specific. It compares this whiteness to wool, or a crayon in the Greek. This adds a whole other layer to it. It brings up ideas of maturity, of dignity, and even that specific kind of purity that a priest would need to have to stand before God. And just to make sure we don't miss the point, to make it crystal clear, the verse throws in one more image, snow, or kion. That really drives it home, doesn't it? We are talking about a flawless, perfect, totally undefiled righteousness. It's like the text is shouting, this is total, absolute purity. Now here's where it gets really fascinating. This imagery, this vision, it's not brand new. It's a direct callback. It connects this picture of Jesus in Revelation all the way back to an Old Testament vision of God himself, the figure Daniel calls the Ancient of Days. And you can bet that link is not an accident. It's a brilliant way to show an eternal nature, a shared divinity. Okay, so let's shift gears. We're moving to the second part of the vision now, and you can just feel the intensity ramp up. We're going from the quiet purity of white hair to something, well, something much more piercing. Eyes like a flame of fire. This is a symbol, of course. It's about a kind of sight that sees everything. A gaze that just pierces right through the surface and gets straight to the truth of a thing. There's no deceiving these eyes. No way. And again, let's look at the Greek. The word for eyes here is ophthalmoi, and it means so much more than just physical vision. It's about perception, total insight, the ability to just instantly discern the absolute reality of any situation. So when you take that kind of deep insight and you combine it with fire, per in Greek, what do you get? Well, you get a classic powerful symbol. It's a symbol of judgment, of purification, and of a holiness that is so intense it just consumes anything impure it comes across. And this whole fiery eyes thing, it's a really consistent theme in the Bible. You see it in Daniel, you see it again later in Revelation, and every time it pops up, it's tied to this idea of divine, penetrating insight and righteous judgment. It's like a recurring signal that we're talking about ultimate perception. All right, so we've taken the pieces apart, right? The pure white hair and the fiery, all-seeing eyes. Now, what happens when we put them back together? What is this complete picture trying to tell us? I mean, just think about that combination for a second. You take absolute, flawless purity, and you fuse it with a gaze that sees and judges every single thing with perfect clarity. What kind of authority figure does that create? Well, for starters, those fiery eyes mean nothing, and I mean nothing can be hidden. There's a verse in Hebrews that just nails it, saying everything is naked and open to his eyes. Every motive, every secret, every little hidden corner of your heart, it's all laid completely bare. You just can't hide from that kind of sight. But, and this is super important, that fiery gaze isn't only about exposing flaws, it's also about purification. The prophet Malachi uses this exact same imagery, a refiner's fire. And think about what that does. It doesn't destroy the precious metal, right? It just burns away all the junk, the impurities, to leave behind something pure and valuable. So this isn't just about punishment. It's about making things right. It's redemptive. And this, right here, is where it all clicks into place. The vision combines perfect holiness with perfect knowledge. And what does that equal? Perfect righteous authority. This is a kind of judgment that isn't just based on what you do on the outside, but on a complete, pure understanding of what is actually true on the inside.
So, this is way more than just some fascinating ancient symbolism, isn't it? This powerful portrait has a really clear, really relevant takeaway for any of us, anyone thinking about justice or truth or what real leadership looks like. When you step back, this one single verse paints an absolutely stunning, multifaceted picture. We see someone who is eternally pure and holy, someone with all-knowing insight, someone who is perfectly righteous in judgment, but is also passionately committed to refining and purifying, not just condemning. And maybe most importantly, this is someone who sees our hearts, not just what we look like on the outside. And all of that leaves us with a final question to chew on. What does a vision like this mean to you? The idea of being truly, completely seen by a figure of such perfect clarity and absolute purity. What does that mean for us, right here, right now?